Hi, Megan.
Hey, Devon.
Hello to our listeners and welcome to another episode of Hockey Style. You may notice this episode looks quite a bit different than usual. If you're new here, you typically see myself and Megan at our home podcast studios with our fancy equipment, and you probably can hear us much better. But today we didn't want to miss the opportunity to chat with you before we release this episode because we're at a very fun event courtesy of the Detroit Red Wings. We are here at Little Caesars Arena, sitting in the beautiful outdoor beer garden.
Yes. Special season ticket holder event, burgers and beers. What could be better in the summer? I can't think of anything.
Possibly a seltzer instead of a beer. But otherwise, the company's been fabulous.
Absolutely.
The weather couldn't be more beautiful, although it is a bit hot. So we're glistening a little more than usual. But yes, we wanted to say hi, welcome you back. If you haven't heard an episode yet, we're really glad you're here because we try to make our podcast a little bit different than your typical podcast. Hockey talks a lot about metrics and analytics and the data, which we do a bit too, but we really like to go beyond the numbers to explore the human side of the sport. Every second period of our show, we bring in an industry guest who has subject matter expertise and helps shape the style of their own team or arena or franchise. And it helps create the sport that we all love better than any other, hockey. So today's episode is no exception. We have the one and only Shannon Hogan, who is the sportscaster for the New York Islanders. You've probably seen her on television. She's part of MSG Networks. She's an Emmy winner. She's smart, successful, and very funny. So we hope you'll stay tuned for the second period to meet Shannon.
We hope you like.
Welcome to the second period.
I love the second period.
I'm so glad you're here for the second period, Shannon. This is so much fun because Megan and I have watched several Islanders games with you leading the second period and giving us all of your fabulous color commentary and your behind the scenes interviews. So to have you spend our hockey style second period with us is it's an honor. So thanks for being here.
It's nice to be here at the start of the second period because normally I'm running up the stairs
to
actually see puck drop in the second period because I've been doing intermissions, I've been doing interviews, or coming from my set. So sometimes I don't always see the first 3 minutes of that second period. So it's nice to be here on time with you guys.
Amazing. Getting your steps in.
Yeah.
So fun fact, when you were in Detroit, were a member of the Junior League of Birmingham, as was I. So we are loosely connected. We were like ships passing in the night. I just missed you. But we share a mutual bestie, Laura Tomlinson, who I want to shout out because she is a connector and she connected us. So that is how we have this incredible privilege of having the one and only Shannon Hogan on our small but mighty and fast growing podcast. So truly a treat. But if you don't know Laura Tomlinson and you want a great podcast listen, check out Tag Up with LT. She is an audio-based podcast. Wherever you listen, you can find it. And she not only connects lifelong learners who just really want to dive into interesting subject matter and learn something new, but people all over the country who just want to support women. All over the world, I should say. I think she told me recently she has listeners like in every country now. It's really fun to see her grow.
And she's one of those people that it's like someone you want in your life. And I know there's probably a lot of women out there that in different stages of their life, whether maybe your best friend doesn't live near you, or maybe you're like looking to feel connected. Even following her on social, she's in person and on her social pages and her podcast, she's so authentically herself, and she makes you feel like you're important and you're a good person. And I always love that about her, that she's like so good at like really like being positive and bringing the best out of the people around her.
You nailed it. Wouldn't you say? Megan just met her this year. We did her course where she helps teach people interested in starting a podcast what she learned doing it all herself, soup to nuts. And I think you got the vibe immediately as well. We learned a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So check out Take Up with LT and shout out because she brought all of us together. And there is a really cool podcast episode she did back in 2021 when she was just a new podcast, where Shannon came on and talked about your world of broadcasting and how you got into that, your journey as a collegiate athlete and how that, got your interest in sports blooming into a full-time career. So this time we're excited to have you come on and do it through the lens of hockey because we are obsessed and you can
Yeah.
go deep. Megan is particularly excited because her birthday buddy is Anders Lee. And
Oh, really?
Mhm.
He's such a
So-
great guy.
everybody in our world calls him Anders Lee now. So
we call
need
him.
And
We
I
switch
call
back
him,
and forth.
Sorry.
we
birthday.
call him Anders. So it's so funny because you'll hear that's like such a hockey thing too. It's like tomato, tomato. Like, and especially if you're in Detroit, you could just jump over the border to Windsor and people are like, oh, John Tavares. And I'm like, it's Tavares, people.
Tavares. So it is
Usually,
officially Anders because
when we talk about him.
We call him Anders. Everybody else will
Okay.
call him Anders, but you could be doing an interview with a coach and like, depending on what coach the Islanders have, they could say Anders.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
So
Typically,
I was
when we
hoping
talk
to get-
about him, I'll say both. We'll say
Yeah.
Anders and then say Anders. Like whatever I say first, like we'll reverse it.
You
Just
just go
always
with-
say both.
His wife and his parents would call him Anders.
Okay.
All
I
right.
might still call him both.
You can call him both. I don't think he cares. He's the kind of guy that does not care.
Oh, that's
Basically
so
in the
funny.
same breath. So
We
And-
might just call him birthday buddy at this
he
point.
is. That's everyone knows when I say birthday buddy, I'm talking about him. So
Only on the exact same day or just the same birthday. Oh, exactly.
oh no. I it has to be just the same date, not
Okay.
because I'm
Yeah.
old. So yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
When I met Megan, she has like a number in her email address that I thought was the year she was born. I'm like, oh, she's never gonna want to hang out with me. She's like young, like, and then she's like, no, that's the day of the month, and I'm like, oh, this is great. We're the same age, so all is well.
You're like same.
Yeah, yeah. We are not Anders' age, but we'll throw that out
No,
there.
sadly.
But funny story about him, since you guys like to go deep. He was the one player because when I started out in hockey, I started with CCHA hockey, which is now like, you know, like college hockey is kind of filtered into different conferences. But Anders played at Notre Dame, and it was a really interesting story because he was actually recruited to play football and play hockey, which is so rare.
Wow.
Right? He was a really great in Minnesota, really great football player, quarterback, and also a great hockey player, but his like heart was really in the hockey. And being from Edina, Minnesota, it's like very hot, you know, it's very hot. Everybody just plays hockey. But I actually interviewed him, and I used to host the CCHA award banquet at the end of the year at the Fox Theater, and like remember
Wow.
giving him or like, you know, handing him an award one time. And then fast forward like 3 or 4 years later, you know, he's just kind of starting his career with the Islanders. And I'm like,
That's so cool.
hey, I know you. How's it going?
Normally, between Megan and I, we have just about all 32 NHL teams covered in terms of apparel, swag, jerseys, but we don't have Islanders.
Oh.
So
I
Do you
got
have
something
Islanders?
special.
Oh my goodness. You did get something? Oh my gosh, you have a UBS Arena one.
you do? Okay, good. I was worried we had a team that we
I actually have more, but because I'm moving into her brother's house, everything's packed.
Why? How did you guys get into like collecting stuff, like collecting memorabilia, jerseys? Like, we have a mutual friend, Laura, and she told me, Devin, that you have like a jersey from like a whole closet of jerseys. How did that happen?
Yeah, it's behind me. Well, Megan's
my
story's
fault.
better. Yeah, you got me into it.
I kind of always knew that it was a thing you could do. As a Red Wings fan, we have like an equipment sale. Like a lot of teams either go through MyGray or, you know, they have online stores. Well, for the most part, the Red Wings have absolutely never done that. So it's a local thing. So I always knew, oh, we have to clamor and fight for gear. And it just started and then it snowballed and now it's consumed my soul, I guess. I don't know. It's so
How
many.
jerseys do you have?
Great question.
Oh, hers are in her whole house, like and staged in beautiful ways.
I've
So
50.
have you ever counted them?
Okay.
No.
Yeah. But so the thing that's special about that is she's not talking about her retail jerseys that she wears. She's talking about the gamers, like the game used pieces of
Oh.
hockey history.
Yes, I love
Yeah. So that's what I had a like a good number of just like jerseys.
Yeah.
I think I only had like one signed jersey, but then once I saw Megan's house and she knew I shared her passion for like just having something tangible from the game that you love, or, you know, a particular player that you've always admired. Then she's the one who opened me up to collecting game worn and game used, which can be really fun because it can be like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And you meet people across the country, across the NHL, because it's kind of a niche hobby, I guess you could say. And everyone if you're nice and you help people out, they remember like Megan loves Evgeny Svechnikov, Devon
Yeah,
loves
and
Alex Lyon.
like I started and I did everything I thought that I would never do. I was like, I'll never collect just one person. And now I'm looking for one person's every
Yeah.
I
It
think I'm
makes
never
it
doing
fun
that.
though.
Yeah.
Well, that is impressive. I have to say, when I first started in sports in Detroit, it was the same thing. But as a broadcaster, like, you're never allowed to ask for things. Like, they could
Yeah.
actually take your credential away if you ask. So I had like nothing signed. And I would go to these charity events a lot of times with the Detroit Tigers. Miguel Cabrera had like a very famous, well done charity event. And I would bid on silent auction stuff for
Oh,
players that I liked as people, like
Mhm.
not even
yeah.
like nice, like not even like the biggest name or anything. But so I have two jerseys in my, I also one time said on a broadcast that I have a lady cave, and that went viral real quick. They were like, "What's in your lady cave?" I was like, "No, like shit." It's like man cave. Like, what is that? So in
Yeah.
my basement, surrounding my Peloton that is collecting dust right now, is I have a Torrey Hunter jersey
Oh,
that is
yeah.
signed and a picture of me interviewing him.
Fun.
That's
And
cute. Yeah.
I have a Lidstrom jersey, and I
Oh, very
Ooh, yeah.
nice.
yeah, I have a pin from his retirement, like when they did,
That's
the
cool.
whole banner thing, and a picture of me interviewing him at the outdoor game when they did, the Winter Classic at Comerica when they did like the alumni thing. And then I
Mhm.
have a game used, the only stick I have, a game used Cronwall stick.
Perfect.
Wow.
Tape still on it that's like, I love it.
Yeah.
And I literally was in Detroit for 4 years covering that team, and I've been here, I'm like 11 seasons, and I no Islander stuff, like nothing. I mean, I
Girl,
have
they've got to get you some things.
I have a jersey I have one jersey that has my name on it, which I don't know why I feel like that's weird, but I
Yeah, we
do.
do too, but
I'm like, I would never wear it. But when the new owners took over, John Ledecky, and Scott Malkin, John Ledecky is so generous. And I will never forget our first year at the Coliseum. He came up and he was like, "Hey, blah, blah, blah." I was like in the teams. I was like, "You're doing a great job. Oh my gosh, what's your number?" Blah, blah. And I was like 16. Like
oh, that's
and it
a
was
good guess.
before Andrew Ladd was on the team. So it wasn't weird. Like no one had 16. And by the end of the game, he had a Hogan 16 jersey made for me.
Aw.
And
See,
then,
that's special. If
yeah,
it's gifted to you, you can rock it.
totally. And I never wore it. And I actually have it signed by all of the players from that. I joke now, like the last year at the Coliseum, the first time that we like
Yeah.
never thought we were going back. So it's like a picture on the bottom and it's framed and it's in my desk and I love it, but I've never worn it.
Oh.
And yeah. So those are the jerseys. That's the swag I have. Nothing compared to you guys.
No, that's pretty cool though. I mean, you have some good stories to go along with your pieces, which is important. That's one thing Megan and I don't always collect or try to find the very like sought after pieces. We're more about the things that are special to us, like a game
Mhm.
that I went to with my husband, my brother, and my dad. Like, like that's more important to me than somebody's like 1000th NHL point, like
Oh,
so.
yes, totally.
I wanted to talk about the draft because while we're on the topic, how can we not have a guest from the New York Islanders and not give you mad props for what a classy organization you are? I mean, to have not only the ribbon on Matthew Schaefer's jersey, but the thought to monogram his mother's initials and just give him that moment, like I think the entire NHL fan base was so glad he ended up with the Islanders at that moment. And clearly he was too. What was your vantage point watching all of that unfold?
Well, I didn't know they were going to do that. But it was crazy watching it because I was actually hosting a draft party at UBS Arena. There were like more than 10,000 people there. I mean, it
That's
was
incredible.
insane packed. And we had interviewed Matthew Darsh, a couple hours before the draft. And so we knew we were pretty sure it was going to be Matthew.
Yeah.
We had interviewed the GM, so we knew, we were thinking it was going to be Schaefer. And then just all the buildup and the emotion that those kids go through just to get to that point, and then to be at such a pivotal point. I almost think of it like, how would it be like when you get married and not having, like it's how could you not be emotional? Like
Oh,
it just
absolutely.
overflowed, and watching his dad and his brother, it was so emotional. And I really think that's one thing that the Islanders organization, one of the reasons why I love being associated with them, and I'm going into my 12th season with MSG and with the Islanders, is it is a family. And that room has always been like that. On the good years, the bad years, and the way that the ownership has embraced it. I mean, they're very much care about the person and who you
Mhm.
are as a person, and support that. And so it was a surprise because I didn't know they were going to do that, but it wasn't a surprise that they would think to do that and to have
Right.
that personal touch at all, because I just think that that's a huge part of the identity here.
Yeah. Well, that says a lot. You've been there for 12 years. Clearly, they're keeping good people, good talent around.
Thanks.
Yeah, but you grew up as a Detroit Red Wings fan. So how was that switch? Like, can how
It's
does
weird.
your brain do that?
Yeah. No, it is weird, and I have to say, like, I didn't grow up in Detroit, but I fell in love with hockey in Detroit because we moved
Okay.
around a lot growing up. And when we moved I was actually from Northville, Michigan. We
Yeah,
moved to
that's where
Northville my sophomore year of high school, and my dad's company had season tickets, and it was like, right there in the thick of the cup runs, and when they were still playing in the Western Conference, and you had the Avs and you had the energy. And I
Mhm.
can distinctly remember the seats and where we were on the side of the Joe, where the Wings shot twice, about 15 rows back behind the net. And I remember thinking it was hands down the best sporting event to witness live in sports. And I came from a
Yes.
sports family, but there's something about going to an NHL game. And I really think that broadcasting has come a long way, and technology has helped grow the game as well as, but just being there, and like, I was like, they play music and then they stop and the people are shouting. And like, I think that there was an octopus, like the first game I went to,
Ooh.
like it was crazy, and before they got really strict about that.
Yeah.
Um,
It still happens quite a
it
bit in Detroit.
still happens, but like, no, I don't know. So
Mhm.
it was just infectious. And, being my name was Shannon, or in Michigan, we would say Shannon, and they had Shannon.
Shannon.
That was
Oh,
the
there you go.
first hockey jersey we had, was a, Brendan
You
Shanahan
you
jersey.
had to have a Shannon.
Yes, my mom still has it. So it was weird then when I eventually ended up taking this job, because I still think, like, some of the best postseason hockey is in Detroit. And it's been, it was such an amazing run to be there for the 2+ decades that they had that streak going. It's just something that the fans are embracing, and it's like it's just part of the culture there in Detroit. It's hard to explain that other places. And I think when you move to New
Yeah.
York, everybody's like, well, we have the Mets and we have the Yankees and we have New York City and
Mhm.
we have the Rangers and the Islanders, and there's a rivalry. And I'm like, but like, do you do like eggs and pegs and then go to a Red Wings game? Like, do you go to Tigers opening
Yeah.
day and then go to the Red Wings game? Because I don't think people do that here. So
Yeah.
it was hard because I really was all in Detroit, but it was the right move for me professionally. And I have to say, it was harder for my family, like my brother and my parents, because they were watching Wings games and
Right.
games every, like they probably watched and went to a bazillion games, and then all of a sudden I'm out in New York. So it was like, we're going to cheer for the Red Wings, and then we're going to cheer for the Islanders when they're not playing the Red Wings.
That's fair. That's fair. We'll give them that.
Yeah. Now I would say they're really like they've become Isles fans too. And because we only play a couple times a year, it's like it's not a huge thing.
Right.
But it would have been easier, I think, if the Wings were still in the West. but the fact
Yeah.
that there's in the Eastern Conference, I think it makes it trickier. But I wouldn't want to see a conference final with those two teams. I think that would be
Oh, you'd have to get one of those split
I'd like to see
jerseys.
it.
no, I've
Can
once
we
you've
just get
been working in sports long enough, like you root for the team that you're covering for because it makes good storylines and you know the people. And I don't know
Yeah.
any of the guys that play for the Red Wings, but I know the
Right.
people in Detroit and I know the fans and
Yeah.
people that cover the work and cover the team. So yeah,
Well, you're going to have a lot of people cheering for the Islanders this year after watching the draft. And you've done a great, like the past month, or not month, but since July 1st, there's been some movement. I think the Islanders are going to be contenders. So we're
Do you
excited.
think with the change with the GM, do you think there's like sort of like new energy and excitement, just a different vibe?
I think there's new energy and
Mhm.
I think, it's I have so much respect for Lou Lamoriello and
Oh,
what he
yes.
has brought to the game of hockey and what he brought to the New York Islanders and that experience and that culture. And really taking this organization to like the next level to be a really desirable place for free agents, and
Mhm.
but I think the combination of what Lou was able to do and our ownership over the last 7, 8 years has really made this a place. I think I just saw something recently on NHL Network with Drew Ann, and he was like, "Yeah, I mean, they've got a new rink, they've got an amazing practice facility. It's a great place to live. Like, you're
Right.
close to the city, you're close to the beaches, and like people like the guys. Like, if it's a good room, and I think that also says a lot that we haven't had a lot of movement over the last decade.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
have a lot
Mhm.
of the same core people. It's emotional when Brock Nelson, when he's going to leave, because you kind of feel like that end of an era, that those kind of players are moving out. And even, with Noah Dobson. I mean, I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
knew this, but like that happened. And like he got traded and he got married like less than a week later.
I didn't know that.
Married on
Wow.
Canada Day on the Tuesday before 4th of July. And I was like, I can't even imagine. Like, like
Yes.
as a fan, you want the team to win. And so you're like looking at them a little bit like pawns, I think, as a fan. As a broadcaster, you get a little bit more of that emotional side of things and you get to
Right.
know like fiancés and wives and families. And you're like, this is weird, like a different change for him. But B, also he grew up a Habs fan. So you're like, okay,
Oh,
that's
wow.
cool. So you get to go to Montreal. So
That's cool.
yeah, it is. But yeah, to come full circle, it's really hard when you grow up a fan of something and very few people get an opportunity to even cover the team that they started out watching. So I'm already grateful for the time that I had getting to cover the Wings.
Yeah, and you've put your heart and soul into building your career. So I'm certain you are very proud of where you are. We're proud of you as a Detroit gal. But I had to ask, have you met Gina Trotman in your small broadcast world? She was a Channel 7 anchor and sports reporter here locally. But I ask because we just dropped an episode with her
Yes.
that she was our last episode, and the funny story she told, it was her own wedding day to her husband Zach Trotman, who was originally signed by the Bruins, spent a year with LA, and then it was free
Okay. No,
agency.
I do know her, but we were
Yeah.
not there in Detroit at the same time. Yes.
Okay, so you missed
Yeah.
each
No,
other,
I
but
think
she's in her wedding dress. Like they just walk out of the church, they're getting on the bus, and he gets a call from Pittsburgh, and they're like in the limo with the entire bridal party, and he accepts Pittsburgh, and they have to go to FedEx to sign his paper. I'm like, oh my
on
god,
her wedding day.
on
Yeah.
the wedding day, like on the way to the reception.
No,
Oh.
that's wild.
You were telling the story about Dobson getting married a week later. I'm like, well,
Yeah, I mean, he at least had a week to prepare. Like
I know. It was like
that's
this
crazy.
on the way to the reception. So, but I guess that's July, right? Like hockey players don't have a big window to get married.
Oh,
So,
weeks. You have 8 weeks. It's so funny too. Whenever the guys get married, you then see like on your Instagram reel, you start to see like happy 7-year anniversary, happy 3-year
yeah.
anniversary, happy or like we're pregnant. And it's like there's an obvious cycle when
Yes.
you're that you're trying to do things a specific time. And like all the guys are invited to the weddings. Like the whole team goes to every wedding. So you're
Right.
talking, the wives are talking, or fiancés are like, okay, well, we're not going to get married that day because we're going to go to this wedding and then we're going to go to this wedding. And yeah.
Oh,
So
that's really funny.
I know,
So,
but it's
I mentioned you worked your way to this phenomenal career that you have cultivated for yourself, and listeners will have to check out Tag Up with LT for the details of the how you started your journey. But we would love to hear a little bit about your journey from a small market out in California, right, where you were focused on news, to becoming a voice in sports in both Detroit and then New York.
Yeah. I think for a lot of women, you start out with a vision of what you want. And for me, I always wanted to be working in television. And I really thought like maybe it would be news, maybe it'd be sports. There weren't a ton of women in sports. Erin Andrews was doing sideline at just
Yeah.
started out. Um, Pam Oliver, like there were women in sports, but in California, like out of college, you're just like grateful to get a job. And at that point, you're like showing up at a US Open with like this tiny camera, and I'm going to date myself, but like, the iPhones had just come out. So you're
Yeah.
like, how can we use this video? And and it's a small budget and you're away from your family. And I was pretty sure I really wanted to just be in sports, but I was so willing to do whatever just to like build my resume and reel. And I'll never forget when I got the call that from my agent that they who wanted me to be a morning news anchor. And I was like, no, I think I really want to do sports. That's where my heart is. That Detroit was looking for someone. And I don't think she wasn't a very good agent. I don't think she knew that I was from Michigan. I remember calling my mom and being like, "Mom, don't get excited. Like, just I'm coming for an
Yeah.
interview, but don't get excited." And she's like, "I'm not excited. Wherever it is, it'll be fine." But
Right.
it's so nice for me to have like, first of all, it was a huge jump at 25. I had just turned
You were
25.
only 25. That's
Which
huge.
it was a really big jump to go to Detroit. And like I said, if you're not from Detroit and you don't 100% understand what impact sports have on that community and how invested people are and how important it is for them culturally, whether
Mhm.
it's good or bad. I mean, this city's been through a lot. So like sports is really what binds people. Um, it was I almost didn't realize how big of an opportunity it was. And then I don't think Fox Sports Detroit at the time was really thinking of me that way. I think they were like, oh, we need like probably need a girl, probably need like somebody to do features. And so when they hired me, that's kind of the transition that I was going to basically do features and do some things here and there. And I was pretty much freelance. And then I went live because the camera broke, the ENG camera, which is the camera that like can record on tape, and they only had the live camera at that outdoor game, Michigan State. And they're like, "Can you go live?" And I was like, "I can go live." I
Yes,
was like,
you
"I'm
can.
a news reporter, like, make me go live." And I did it. And it was, like, so exhilarating. And then really the next 4 years, I just kept asking to do more. And I'm very grateful that they gave me the opportunity and that they allowed me to do it a little bit slower. I think a lot of young women now, if they think you have potential, they just get launched up. And then you
Mhm.
make one mistake or you say somebody's name wrong or we make mistakes in your jobs. Like I still make mistakes every game. Like you're just going to do it. It's really hard to overcome that if you don't have thick skin and if you're
Mhm.
not with a network that's willing to like pace you out. And I'm always very grateful that they didn't just throw me on the desk right away.
Okay. So you were told you would do well as a morning show
Yeah.
anchor, but you said no, my heart's in sports. Was that because of your personal fandom or the fact that you too were an athlete? You were a swimmer, right, in college?
I mean, I think I always loved just the atmosphere of being in sports. And I think part of my growth in my career has been understanding like what really makes me tick. COVID was the same thing. It's like, what do I really love about my job that like brings me joy? And it was the people and being at live sporting events. I think the transition away from news was realized how much of an empath I was. And that was almost a detriment on the news side because I could not sleep at night. Like there'd be a
Mhm.
wildfire or there'd be, a gang shooting or something. And I would just like not be able to separate it.
For
And I
sure.
think my approach on sports has always been that sports, whether your team wins or loses, is a unifier and
Yes.
a good part of someone's day. And I think I
Mhm.
realized pretty early on in my career, by the time I was 25, that I wanted to be a good part of someone's day. Like that was going to be, yeah. Now, if Jenna Bush Hager calls and she wants somebody to step in with Jenna and friends, I'm there. Like
You could do it.
I can do the mornings and then still make it for a game at night, you know? But I think that the sport aspect and being an athlete, I do feel like it's a huge help. I was never a professional athlete. I will not know what it's like to play in you know, a Stanley Cup playoff game. But I know what it's like to be really hard on yourself and to expect a lot from yourself and to expect a lot from your teammates and what that disappointment's like. And I think I'm a pretty good read of people. And so knowing how players react with certain questions or who's a good interview at different times and who you can go to, that I think it really helped having been an athlete.
Megan, are you smiling for the same reason I am?
Oh, I just
Knowing
I love the guys who are like just have had it. It cracks me up when they're at the end of their rope.
Oh, I've got one for you guys.
Do share
your story.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, please.
I can tell it now because he's a good friend of mine. But I don't know how well you guys know Cal Clutterbuck.
Love Cal Clutterbuck.
I don't know him well.
First of all, can we just give a shout out to the fact that for like a good 10, 15 years, 15 years, I think he was in the league, was one of the best names in hockey.
Amazing.
Still.
Clutterbuck and Boone Jenner. Like those are the names. You know your kid is going to be a star when you name him Cal Clutterbuck, right?
Right.
And I've told him that now. But I've known Cal since, you know, when he joined the Islanders the year before I did, came from Minnesota. So we, you know, I had known him for years and years. And it was not, I don't know what year it was. I think it was after COVID. And he was on the bench. And I worded something where I said, you know, a lot of the fans are thinking or said something. I said something about like, or questioning something about on social media. And he just heads it on. It must have been during COVID. Heads it on. I was like, yeah, Shannon, I don't really agree with that. Like, and it was like 2-word answer, headset off, walked away. And I was just like,
he walked away.
Oh yeah. Just like off the bench. Like it was so embarrassing to me because I didn't word it right. Like I like misspoke. It just didn't come out right. But I'm like, come on, guy. Like, for like 8 years, and it was so embarrassing for me.
Well,
and I think
you're only human.
I think it was embarrassing for him, but he's pretty proud. Yeah. And after that, I was like kind of annoyed, and I did not do an interview with him. Like, granted, he doesn't score a ton of goals, but I did not do an intermission interview with him for probably 2 or 3 months.
Really?
Then he scored a goal. And he comes out through the tunnel. And so it must have been then it could have even been the next year, you guys, because like COVID, like we were allowed to see them in real life. And came over and it was like, he just like hugged me. Like hugged me.
So he knew.
and he's like, we're good, right? We're good. And I'm like, we're good. And we're back in 3, 5. I'm here with Cal Clutterbuck. Like, can you take us to that goal in the second period? You know, but like,
you're such a pro.
Yeah, like that is the things like, yeah, guys can be curmudgeons, but also can you imagine somebody scrutinizing? Well, I can because people do scrutinize my job, but like literally like the peanut gallery chiming in and you're hearing that. I know they get paid millions of dollars still. Like have to be hard on yourself. So
we laugh. I'm a huge goalie fan, and I've just always really admired the position. But how many times does a reporter, because they're doing their job, interview the coach about why a goalie was pulled or why they were not chosen to start the game right next to that goalie because they are sitting there in the
Are
seat.
you telling my story the first time I ever saw Alex Lyon? And it was in the meme of him on the bench in Florida, sitting there with his little hat on, and the coach was getting interviewed about how he just pulled him.
Yeah, it was the 22-23, and
Mm-hmm.
Bobrovsky was injured. And Lyon got to come in and prove himself for the first time really at that level and helped turn around the Panthers season because they weren't going to make the playoffs. And then he had some great games, a couple of shutties. They get into the playoffs, and of course, Bob Heels. So they were interviewing Coach to say, why did you change? Why not go with line? And he's inches away and just sitting there
staring off into
It's
space.
like, hi. You almost like want to
Yeah.
creep in. You want to be like, I'm here too, you know?
Right? Like, I don't think I could sit there and pretend to ignore it. I'd be like, he's doing the best he can. We want to win. Like, I couldn't keep my mouth shut.
You guys want a Bob story?
Oh my God.
Always.
Yes.
This is one of my
Oh,
favorite
I'm
stories.
going to die. Okay. I usually don't fangirl, but now I am.
This is a Bobrovsky story. It's actually like a Shannon Hogan / Bobrovsky story. So when we went back to the Coliseum, we're back again, So fans that they were at the Coliseum, they went to Brooklyn, they're back at the Coliseum. It is a dump. I mean, people were like, Joe Louis is so, I'm like, no, I loved the Joe. I loved the Coliseum, but there's no space down below. It's not built
Okay.
like that, right? So I also happen to be back from having a baby. So I'm pumping and I'm trying to time it with that my baby's eating. It's almost 7:00. So I'm like, all right, getting ready to go on the broadcast. I go to my pumping room, which is a studio in the visiting hallway. Literally, guys are stretching. I can smell the glove warners.
Oh,
Guys
no.
are stretching. It's an hour before they're getting ready to go out there. I'm like, I have 20 minutes before I am live doing the pregame show. And there's this big sign right next to the coach's room that says MSG Studios. And I walk in. It's the goaltending coaches and Bobrovsky. And the goaltending coach goes, I go, hi, I need the room. And they're like, oh, we just need 10 more minutes. And I was like, yeah, I don't have 10 more minutes. And I just hold up the breast pump and Bobrovsky, oh, we're good. Let's go. She needs the room. Let's go. And I was like, ever since then, I was like, you're my guy.
Shannon, I didn't think I could love Bob anymore, but there we go. Now I do.
I was just hold the breast pump up. And he was like, move. We can do this somewhere else.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
The things you have experienced as a female in the industry at a time where it was growing, and now thank God there are many more people in your position, representing female hardworking women everywhere. But in the beginning, you really did. I remember hearing a story. I think you shared it about maybe on Laura's podcast actually about walking into a big conference or maybe an MSG Studios meeting, and there was hundreds of people there, and you said there was 2 women.
Yeah, there were 3. There were 3 of us.
I can't even imagine that.
NHL broadcast meetings. I literally will never forget.
Okay.
I just moved to New York. It's at Tao Restaurant. I'm like, who am I? Is this selling New York City? What? I felt like Miley Cyrus. I'm like, everybody looks so famous. It's crazy. And there were 3 women. And I, to this day, will forever be grateful to Ken Daniels because I come from the Wings and he was there with his wife and he was like, come to dinner with us after. And I didn't know, I didn't know anybody. And he felt it out. And I will say now it's been 12 years. Every year there are more and more women. And not only that, there's not only more and more women on camera, I would say probably reporter wise, at least 50% of the teams now have at least one woman on their broadcast, which is huge.
Fantastic.
It's just also the league itself has really grown. And you're seeing more women in the front office. I mean, one of my best friends works at the Islanders in the front office, Kelly Kehoe, who married now Kelly Green. How is that not the best married name ever? If you're going to change your name and be Kelly Green, come on.
Kelly Green is just adorable. I hope she themes it with her outfits.
Oh, yeah.
Always a little splash of Kelly.
Yeah. No, she's got great style. But yeah, it's amazing to see how it's grown. I do think it's still a little bit of an old guys club.
Yeah.
But I'm always happy to dribble the fact that I think at one point the research I saw was more than 50% of viewership is women.
Yes, good. So it's growing even. Good.
Women are watching and women are the drivers of the financial, how people are spending their money in their household. So if you want your team and your product to grow, you need to be reaching women and families. And I think that the league is doing a better job over the last 10, 15 years at trying to do that. And also letting us know the players. like get to
Yes.
know the players because,
Yes.
you know, you want to know them.
Yes, I think you'll get a kick out of it. But in mid-August, we have lined up the chief marketing officer of the NHL to actually come onto Hockey Style Podcast, and
Okay.
she is phenomenal. Heidi Browning.
It's Heidi Browning. I was saying it's
Yeah,
Heidi, right?
Heidi. Yeah.
So
So
last week, I'm like such a fan of
oh,
her.
good. Yes. Yeah. I had the privilege of working with her, well, under her, when she was at Pandora
Oh,
before it was acquired, right?
yeah.
So just have always been such a huge fan. And she's one of those people that when you're in the room, you're just instantly inspired and like drinking the Kool-Aid, whatever. So
Yes.
I was thrilled when she joined the NHL because she's perfect for it. But I've noticed a change. Like there's when you put somebody like that at the top in the sweet C-suite position, you can tell they're speaking to us. And it's the same sport and we all love it for similar reasons, but the way in which you can engage those audiences in a personalized way, and you can tell there's more of a place for women now, and that excites me. And one reason Megan and I wanted to start Hockey Style with Devon and Megan, like honestly, our objective, we knew it was niche. We're literally talking about hockey style, how many people are going to listen, but we just wanted to meet the other people like us across the country and across Canada who love the sport and can talk the guys under the rug about stats and players. But it's more than that for us. We love hearing the human aspect, interpersonal connections, the people behind the scenes or in front of the camera in your case, who are helping to shape the style of the team in the sport. So the fact you agreed to come on is incredible, but you'll have to listen to the episode with Heidi because you are very like-minded
Oh,
women.
I will definitely listen to that. And you tell her, like, give her a shout out for me. Tell her I love her.
I will. So yeah, we're connecting. Laura would be proud of us. We're connecting women in the hockey world now.
That's how it works. Because, like, I've always said, there's plenty of room for all of us. There's plenty of room. Just because you think
You
it's a
have said
niche
that.
market, like who cares? You know, just because a broadcast has like there was a time where we had AJ Malesko, Jennifer Bottrell, and I were on the broadcast.
That's awesome.
Like Jen's like I texted her, I was like, oh my God, you're going into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Like, oh my God. Like so, I mean, so deserving, but to watch
Yeah.
her, you know, to be on the national stage in Canada and doing TNT and then have AJ at ESPN, it's like it's amazing. And they're
Yeah.
so deserving and they know the game inside and out and they're so well spoken. So I'm thrilled.
Well, they would say the same about you. We didn't mean to gloss over the fact that you actually won an Emmy when you were in Detroit. I mean, you made a name for yourself young too because you were determined and hardworking. What was that experience like? Were you surprised or did you know it was
So
coming?
surprised. No, so surprised. And it's so weird when you like Emmy submissions go in. Sometimes you're like, this was a really good story, or like this was, and you're like, that's Emmy worthy. Like we joke on our broadcast if something is like a good clip or something, I will mark it in my phone, like save for the Emmys or whatever. And I was nominated this year in New York, and I went. It was the first time
Congrats.
I'd gone since I won in Michigan so many years ago. It was totally bizarre and amazing. And my parents were there, and I might have blacked out when I got on the stage. Like it
Wait,
was
so wait, you were on, did I miss? So you were on the stage you were a nominee.
yes, but like it's like they do like them regionalized too.
Okay. Okay.
So it's not like you're like in LA because it's regionalized. Otherwise, we would all
Okay.
be here forever and ever.
Okay. So I couldn't have watched it. We didn't miss you.
No, well, you
Okay.
could have like streamed it back in the day.
Ah.
No, yeah, it was really fun and a huge honor, and I think it just is those kind of moments are a great opportunity where you can actually verbalize the thank you to the people that have helped you because like you can't do this without your family, right? For me, my family, and like even thinking now, like my husband, my partner, like my kids, like
Mhm.
my producers, like it really goes back to what I said before of like what makes you tick in your job. And I love the people that I work with.
Yeah,
They're
that makes all the
family.
difference.
Like they're family to me, you know, and we genuinely like to spend time together on the road. And in the off season, we're checking in and our spouses know each other. And, you know, like people come to your wedding. Like I got married in Ireland. People came to my wedding that, it was, I look back and I'm like, those are the relationships I think at the end of the day that will be some of the most valuable memories that I'll have from having this job and working in this industry.
That's amazing. So, what advice would you give to young women who would love to follow in your footsteps and are just making that decision, wondering where to start?
God, I wish I knew the answer. There's
I know
no
there's a lot.
right answer. There's no one path anymore. I think and women will come up to me, girls will come up to me at games and say like I want to do what you want to do. And I think from an early age, like high school, college, I'm like you have to kind of be a good writer. It sounds
Okay.
counterintuitive, but I think being able to organize your like yes, speaking well in front of people, but like being a good writer. And then the next thing I tell students in college and whatnot is you need on camera live experience, which is really hard to get.
Hmm.
And it's something that you might not want to be a news reporter, but moving to Wisconsin or Tyler, Texas, or, you know, middle of wherever, Salinas, California, and making $30,000 or $40,000 a year and still being on your parents' insurance and cell phone bill might be worth it because you're forced to just be live. Like you can't just
Right.
record and like and edit things,
Hmm.
that was the path that I think a lot of women were taking when I do it. But now I feel like you're seeing more and more women are doing things where they're coming from the digital side. They
Okay.
have a presence. They're starting their own Instagram feed where they're doing things. There's a woman, Avery, that I met at a women in sports event, and she was like, I'm really interested in the women's hockey league. And so
Hmm.
she made it a point of like starting page, starting content, recording things, and just doing it over and over and over again and
So
watching
smart.
yourself. So I think like you're not always going to be able to up and move. You don't always know exactly what you want to do at 8 years old, but try to get those reps on camera. And even if they aren't sports, no one can take your sports knowledge and passion away. You can
Hmm.
easily jump into sports. Just get a job where you can do live reps on camera because that makes you very valuable other places. And I think where you're starting to see some people even make that transition from is like in arena hosts
Hmm.
because you're live in an arena and you're starting to see some of those women are then jumping into the hosting or digital
Yeah.
content side of things because the camera goes on and they're live, you
Yes.
know? So, I would say do that and trust yourself, and you're gonna get a lot of no's along the way. Just trust in yourself.
Wonderful advice and applicable to more than broadcasting. I mean, being on the live camera, that's pretty specific. But the
Yeah.
rest of it, I was like, I could relate to that because there are so many options in this world of created, self-created content, like what we're doing with the podcast, influencers. You can be so creative compared to when the three of us were kind of starting
Yes.
out in our career. We were much more limited than I see what these like young Gen Zs are doing now. And it's like impressive the stuff that they're just creating on their own. So I like that you said nobody's path is identical and there isn't like one right way. But
Yeah, I mean, for you guys, like, don't you think like, when you look at how far it's come in that short amount of span, isn't it, like, crazy? And also, I don't know, did you guys feel pressure early on out of college or out of school to, like, know what you wanted to do? Like, I feel
oh yeah.
like and it was not very tangible. Like, it was, "Do you wanna be a doctor, a lawyer, a blah, blah, blah?" Like, no one's like, "Hi, do you wanna be, a sales executive at blah, blah, blah?" Like, I just think there's so much pressure
Right.
on kids,
Hmm.
and now I think that the pressure is even more because they've got social media, and everything looks
Hmm.
beautiful, and everything looks great, and everybody has it together. Guess what? No one has it together.
Okay, we know you have done a lot balancing family and work, and here we are taking up your evening where you could be hanging out with your husband and making sure the kids are still in bed. So we don't want to take up too much more time, but we've talked about the Red Wings. What are you most excited for this coming year for the Islanders?
I think I'm just really excited to see what the opening night roster looks like.
Yes.
And I'm really looking forward. This doesn't sound selfish in a way. I think I think that the pieces they have, I think if they come together and they play their hockey and they form an early strong identity, I think this could be a really good team. I'm really excited to share with the fans the players' personalities again because where we were several months ago, things were done a certain way. And like I said, so much respect for Lou, but he's just always been very business and things are very separate. The league has really pushed us to push player personalities, and it's hard to want to know these guys off camera and not be able to want to talk about some of that stuff on camera. So I'm really excited for the opportunity to do some different features, like to do some stuff maybe away from the rink to
Oh yeah.
highlight, like Andersley has like a can jam that he's done for years for cancer, like we
Oh,
never got to, like, we would do it some years and then we just like wouldn't do it. And I really think fans are yearning for that connection. I think people in
yes.
general want to feel connected. And I've always felt a great sense of pride and privilege in that, being that I had a role where I could connect people. And
Mhm.
even if it's on TV, even if they feel a little bit connected, but I'm really hoping that we'll be able to do it in a more personalized way this season with our coverage. And so I think I'm excited for that.
Silly
Ooh.
question.
Yeah.
Are you on a beard watch? Who
Oh,
will
girl,
be the
it's already
first?
happening. It's on. It is shocking to see Scott Mayfield with, I don't even know. I'm sorry, Scotty. It's no, like
Is it like
it's a
he's
good.
just so excited, he's just
Oh
going
yeah,
over the top with
just
it?
because they can. It's just because they can. It was it was like, okay, so since you had the Letty thing, like Nick Letty is someone that cannot not have a beard. Like like
Agreed.
Butterbuck without a beard. Like it's
Mhm.
so weird. Um, Facial hair will be back, girls. I like, not only that, Matt Barzell was like rocking like a semi mullet at the draft
Yeah.
party. Like, it was definitely like longer flow. It was giving me like Stranger Things vibes in the back of the lifeguard. He's got great hair as it is, but I
I feel
think,
like that would really suit him.
Yeah.
oh,
He
totally.
could pull that off.
He did, like, he would do the buzz cut. Like it's always like in middle of the season, like what's Barzy doing with his hair? And I think he just like gets tired of it and it's just like, "Rrr," and then he grows it out and then he does whatever. But yeah, it was like party in the back, short in the front, party in the back when I saw him like a couple
Amazing.
weeks ago. So yeah, beard watch is on, girls. It's like, it's happening.
I'll have to send you. My husband just sent me a cartoon meme that was like your old fashioned, like hand drawn cartoon. And it's just like a bunch of hockey players in playoffs in the handshake line and what they're actually saying to each other. Nice beard. Like the beard. Great
Yeah.
beard.
Yeah.
The whole line is just beard comments. It was
And they
cute.
get to like Brent Bernstein and they're like, "What's in your beard? Like,
I know.
what is there, like a critter in there? Like what's in your," because he's just like
Yeah. So my husband has like a short beard. It's more like, it's typical, right? And he has always loved Brent Burns. And we were playing Carolina and we watched Carolina warm up because Megan's a huge Svechnikov fan.
Yeah.
And Brent Burns, like we're both standing, Megan and I are standing there, and then my husband and Brent Burns skated by and he just fist bumped my husband. And he looks at us and he goes, "It's the beard. It's the beard thing."
Yeah, the beard thing.
No, he just
Yeah.
loves Burns.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird guy, but gotta love him.
Yeah.
He carries, like, this is another like weird thing about Brent Burns. He carry now, when I say weird, he's like, he has like things that he does. He
Okay.
has this bag that I swear has got to be the size of my bed, like a king size. It's huge.
Oh
That
my
he's
gosh.
got all kinds of stuff. So when he goes like to the rink and stuff, at least he did when he was in Carolina, I was like, what is in this bag? It was like all kinds of massage things and blah. Like he just carries like he has the
Wow.
stuff and he just carries it. And I'm just glad that out of that bag, like there were no like snakes or animals or things. I've
Yeah,
heard
you have
those
no idea.
stories because, like, oh yeah, Clutterbuck told me like he actually one time I did a feature one time, like maybe my first or second year in the league about like what's something on the road you can't live without, or like what are you packing on the road? And he was like, I just need a toothbrush and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what's the craziest thing a teammate brought? And he was like, well, when I was in Minnesota, like one time, like Burnsy like brought his snakes to his snake handler. And I was like,
No.
Yeah.
Oh my
And I was
gosh.
like, snakes on a plane. Like,
Well, whatever he's doing, 22 years in the
yeah,
NHL, it's
two snakes.
working. Keep
They
bringing your snakes if that's what
those,
you need to do.
no, and I don't think he does that anymore. But like, he is so good at taking care of his body and taking care of his like wellness. And I think like for him, obviously it is working because he is like, a big guy and like has had great longevity in the league.
Right. But then there's Ovi with his Subway and his Coke. He's also having great longevity. So
Okay,
whatever.
we didn't talk about the Ovi game.
All right. This is a
Let's.
great story.
Can we like
a
segue?
finale?
I know you're probably like, Shannon, like this is the longest podcast of all time. Can you just like wrap it up? But
No, we will talk as long as you want.
I saw when I saw the schedule come out in the beginning when he was like on fire, I was like looking at the schedule and I saw that we as in the Islanders were playing the Caps twice in April at UBS Arena. And I'm like doing the math. And so I requested tickets for those games.
Nice.
I knew
Shannon.
they were national broadcast games. And I was like, I'm going to put my request in now. And
You are so smart.
John Ledecky the owner of the team was so generous. And it put my husband and my father-in-law, it was my father-in-law's 65th birthday,
Oh,
my
so good.
sister-in-law and I, 18 rows up, center ice. I watched it happen. It was like time was suspended. It was the way that they had the ceremony on the ice. It was like, it was so amazing to be there. And then the whole day was perfect because then the Islanders won. So it was like everybody went home happy.
Yeah, everybody was happy.
Everybody went home happy. But the pure joy was so palpable in the building and just watching him and like it was crazy. Like it was like a top 3 sports moment of my life. And I'm so grateful that I was there.
I'm so glad you were there.
I got to I wore like Islanders gear. Like I had Islanders earrings on. I was like incognito. I had like it was so weird wearing that stuff, but everybody in the whole building jumped up. Like it was like everybody knew that it was history.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
Little jealous, but I would say Megan and I both had one of our biggest hockey moments was buying tickets way in advance, not realizing when we decided to drive to Chicago to see the Red Wings play the Blackhawks, that we bought these tickets before we signed Patrick Kane. So we go, and it's not only Patrick Kane's homecoming, it's Chris Chelios's jersey retirement. His mom's on the ice, all the things. And who knew that freaking DeBrincat was going to pass to Kane to get the game-winning goal? Like, history. Like, we're just there. And then you can see my husband and I, like, in the background of some of the shots because we were sitting behind the wings bench, the away bench. And we're just looking like deer in headlights and all these random... It was incredible. But those moments when you're there as a fan, it reminds you, rejuvenates you. Like it ignites your passion for the game. Like, it's just
because you can't get that feeling with anything else. Like there's nothing else that replaces live sports. There isn't.
You're right.
I am still chasing our last playoff games at the Joe. That feeling. Like
it is a feeling.
Still chasing it.
Yeah. It's like
I wasn't there for you had season tickets then too, didn't you?
Sure did.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Joe.
I know.
If I closed my eyes, I would say like if you closed my eyes and and teleported me somewhere in the world, I could walk into the like loading, I call it the loading dock, like where the Zamboni comes out on on that base level. I could walk in there with my eyes closed and be like, Joe Louis Arena. Like I could just smell it. Like it's got such a distinctive smell. And like, I was like, this is Joe Louis Arena.
Oh my gosh. When you have time, whenever you're on a plane somewhere, check out our Instagram post of the day Megan went to Joe Louis when they were tearing it down, and you could get like little Megan, who's like 5'2" and 100 pounds, climbing up to get chairs from the Joe. But she's in that. We have a picture of her Jeep driving in right where you're talking about. You'll appreciate it, Shannon. I'll
Oh,
take you right back.
I'm gonna look at that for sure.
It was
Yeah.
after the city took over, so like it was just the bones.
Mhm.
Oh,
You're in like she drove into center ice. It's wild. Yeah.
that's crazy.
I
That's
wish we were besties then. I would have been right there with you, rooting you on. You get those chairs.
How
I'm
did
not
you-
climbing up there.
How did you guys meet?
Hockey.
Wings.
Okay, Shannon, we literally were at a Red Wings game. We're both season ticket holders now. Megan was at the time, and my husband and I were still buying them like piecemeal. But I always wear like a big red sequins bow, like skirts, like blinged out tennis shoes, like not your typical hockey attire. And then there's Megan with her big red hair bow, and her hair is all curled, and like her nails match Red Wings colors. And we would like see each other, like, do a little nod, like, I see you, girl. Like, this is how we do hockey. And so I just randomly started talking to her in the team store. And I asked you a question about, I was buying a jersey that was not a gamer, but it was signed and it was too big. And I'm like, do you think like, she's like, oh, you could style that cute. And I'm like, should we just like be friends? And then we became best friends and we traveled to all the away games together. She got me into Ladies of the NHL. We immediately went to Vegas on like a retreat. And then, yeah, we just do everything together now.
What's your favorite away rink?
Favorite.
You can go
I
first.
am really stuck on Columbus right now. I really enjoy that rink.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to
But
say
Nashville's great too.
Nashville. We haven't I haven't been to your arena, so I can't comment. Um, but I've heard really good things. But we go to Toronto a lot, where you would think the fans are not super nice to Detroit fans, given the original six rivalry. But we've had so much fun there. Like, I think they
Yeah.
just see diehard hockey fans, original six, and there's like a mutual respect. So we've had a ton of fun in Toronto.
I feel like Toronto fans are just mad at their own team. They're not
Yeah.
really mad at
Yeah.
anybody else.
They are.
Yeah.
They're more mad at themselves than us being there. So I've really enjoyed Toronto the last couple of years, but I'd say Nashville right now.
Okay. Have you guys been to Montreal yet?
No.
No, dying to go.
That is like, because when I say like favorite rink, I like tell fans like, where is it that is like a cool game experience, right? And I think Montreal is just, I mean, first of all, it's a great city, but it's a
Yes.
really cool experience. It's like a very different hockey experience there. And you've done Vegas, right?
Yes.
Have you done-
Vegas is cool, but it's not to speak for you, Megan, but it's not our style of
Yeah.
hockey, right? Like it's a spectacle. It's a show. I mean, there are showgirls with feathers. Like, it's
Right.
I think
cool,
they
but-
understand who they are, and I
They
think
know,
it's
yeah.
good. But
Yeah.
I mean, you can't argue with their success. So
Yes.
Right. Have you guys seen a game in Tampa?
Yes.
not yet.
My husband and I went to the last game in Sunrise for the Panthers, and then drove 4 hours because we flew with our dogs.
The
So
worst
we-
drive. Alligator Alley. You're like,
Yeah.
"Eh."
So we drove to Tampa. And I liked Tampa. I thought it was really nice. I loved that outside they
Yeah.
don't open the door. They like congregate and they create this like outdoor buzz and
Build up. Yeah.
I've never seen the what not the ice crew, like the spirit squad come outdoors, and they were cheering from the side of the buildings with like pom-poms and signs, and they had an MC do a countdown to the doors opening, and they had local vendors passing out samples of food and beverages. I'm like, they're embracing Florida hockey in a really cool way, and there was so much excitement before you even got inside. I'm like, there's something special they're
I
doing in
agree.
Tampa.
I think Tampa's like a sleeper play. I mean, obviously, like Florida hockey. Sunrise, I still can't get. I get it, but it's like it's still like it's
Yeah.
like the building's not great. But Tampa, I think they've built like a great fandom there. You know, I think they've done. I think that's like a good place, and Nashville's great. I love Nashville. Megan, you'll appreciate this. When people ask me what is like a sleeper NHL city, I always say Columbus.
Yeah.
There you go.
if you're if you're a fan, tickets aren't that expensive.
Mhm.
It's a fun team to watch, and you're like right downtown, so the hotels are affordable. You're like
Mhm.
right in the mix. You don't need to rent a car. Right in the mix for like bars and restaurants right there. It's great. Also, like I think it's a sleeper place for free agency. Like
Mhm.
I totally could see why players would want to play, like would want to live in Columbus, Ohio. Like
Yeah.
I get
A-
it.
And that team deserves so much success. I mean, they have,
I
you
can't
know,
even. You
you're
guys
right.
not and like my heart can't do it tonight. I'm sorry.
I
Yeah.
know. No,
100%.
no. But people in Detroit obviously don't love Ohio, U of M, Ohio State, but we all cheer for Columbus Blue Jackets now. So
Yeah.
the worst arena, not that you asked, that we've ever been to, we can say because it no longer exists.
Arizona.
Well, yes, yeah.
The
Megan
wor-
and I went to a game there because we
Oh,
were
Well,
in Vegas and we decided to hop on over. Go
no.
ahead, you tell
which
it.
one, Gila or Mullet?
Mullet.
Oh no,
No,
I would have
Shannon.
loved. I never went to Mullet. I would say
Oh, you were
We
talking
gotta
Gila,
about
go
Gila.
there.
Gila
Gila.
River. I I think it's Gila. Like an
Is that
H.
right?
Gila, yeah, that makes sense.
One time I came on the air and it was like the end of a road trip, and I was like, "Welcome back to Gila River Casino."
You did not.
Oh, I did.
Love it.
I'm like, because I guess Gila River is like a casino.
Oh my
And I'm
gosh,
like,
that's so
Shannon,
funny.
you're so relatable. I love that. Like you're so successful, but also like just very relatable. I bet that's why people love you.
Gila River Casino. It's
I
just
would say the same thing.
there was never anybody there. I always felt so bad.
On the note of talking about different arenas, we still have a few we need to cover. Montreal is definitely one of the top. Oh, I'm dying to go to Seattle too because I've
Oh,
heard
so
Climate
cool.
Pledge
Yeah,
is incredible.
very cool. And
That
So my
they don't have
personal
a jumbotron in the middle.
oh,
It's on the ends. It's so weird.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ledge, right? Yes, it's
Yeah.
on the two sides. And then I just went to Utah for because obviously now
Yeah.
Utah. Um, and that wasn't bad either. Like it was, it's the Delta. What is it? Delta Center? I think it's the Delta Center.
I think so.
Yeah. Climate Pledge. Put it on your list for
Okay.
sure.
We've heard that from a few people.
my worst that I don't think Devon's been to yet, and this is a real arena because we never got to do the real Arizona arena. I just didn't love Anaheim.
Oh no, you didn't?
It's just kind of
Hmm. Well, we
it's
got
a
their
place
goalie.
where they play
so-
hockey. At least they play hockey there. I
Yeah.
like that part.
They do. It's weird when it's really warm sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
The arena is? That's got to be bad
No,
for the
just
ice.
No, the climate.
outside in the
Yeah.
sunshine, like going to a hockey game.
Oh
I
yeah.
will say, one year we stayed at the JW, right next to Disneyland, and it was like it was a day game, and then we went back, and we went to like the Marriott Lounge or whatever, and we were like getting dessert and watching the fireworks. Like I was like, that was a win. Like
Oh my gosh. And next to Matthew Schaefer being drafted by the Isles, Anaheim won for I don't even know, were they 7th or 8th or 9th with their draft pick, but immediately taking him to the rooftop and flying him out by helicopter, taking him to Disneyland. Like, I don't even care. That was just like, okay. Everyone else is like in the hot auditorium waiting for their name to be called, and he's hanging out with Donald Duck. That was fun.
he's like, now you're a member of the Anaheim Ducks. I'm going to Disneyland.
It was great. So, you ready for a couple of rapid fire before we let you
Yes.
go? All
I'm
right.
nervous. Yes. We take a
Whatever comes to mind first, just throw it out. The NHL announces Gary Bettman gets on. There will be a 33rd NHL team. It is going to be called the Shannon Hogans. What color jersey do you wear? What color jersey is your team?
Okay, the first thing that came to mind is purple, but like I don't want a
Oh.
purple jersey. I don't want
Oh,
a purple
shoot, now you're stuck with it. No, I'm just kidding.
jersey. No. Kelly Green.
Oh, good choice. We
Like
could use a good Kelly. We just have
like the green, not the green from Dallas, like the
Mhm.
St. Patrick's Day edition greens.
love
Love it.
that.
Yeah.
What would your mascot be?
Flying unicorn.
You win that question.
Why is this coming to my mind? The flying unicorns.
When the day my brother proposed, I had to Megan, I had a little makeup bag ready for her, and it said sister-in-laws, and it was just like a pony, and then it was like my sister-in-law, and it was like this unicorn on a pole dancing.
Love that.
That's immediately what that reminded me of. If you played in the NHL, and I mean like the NHL, I guess I could say PWHL, what position would you play and why?
I would say, like, as an athlete, I was pretty aggressive. So I think I might have been a center.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
good two-way center.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like
I'm
a
also,
leader.
like,
I
a
could
little
see that.
quirky. I'm a little quirky, so, like, the idea of being a goalie also is, like, kind of appealing to me, you know?
Me too.
It's like being a closer in baseball. Like, they're, like, a little, like, quirky.
Yeah.
I don't think Devon could be a goalie. She wants to talk too much. She couldn't be back there alone.
Yes, I
That's
could. Goalies just talk to themselves, Megan.
I don't think you can do it.
They'd have to mic me all the time so I could pretend like I'm talking to people. Okay, last one. It's a little tough, but you may have something on the docket. What would your victory song be? Oh, this one's tough because there's so many choices.
So for a while, we had that, what is it, Kaio Higher Love, and everybody else hated it there. But, like, I don't know. I like it. It gives me, like, happy summer beach vibes, but also, like, winter. Like, I don't know. It felt almost like spiritual to me. So
Oh,
I liked it, and that is a very controversial thing to say for
okay.
Islanders fans because they did not like that being like, they changed it, and for a while they changed their celebration song. But I would like I don't know, that kind of, like, I feel like it just kind of gets me, like, going.
Nice.
I
So you
like
might
it.
bring that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
The
We
one
feel
song I
that.
feel like if you're in the room, like, you're talking, like, pump up song in the room. So I had a pump up song when I was a swimmer, and it was Desiree, You Gotta Be. You gotta be bad, you gotta
Oh,
be
yes.
bold.
That took me a minute. Yes. Nice.
Right? That's, like, a little bit slower, but I'm very much in my, like, I'm going back to my, like, 90s era, and, like, I could see me, like, if I was in charge of, like, doing the music, like, you would hear the Cranberries coming, like
Me
Zombie
too.
playing hard.
Yes, that's mine. Us 90s children.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
love it.
Well, when
Okay,
we drop
what's
your
yours?
episode,
What is yours? What's your song? Do you have
oh,
one? Yeah, like, you did rapid fire, like, do you guys ever answer? Do you have like, do you know?
nobody's ever asked us, but leave it to our broadcast extraordinaire to ask the
Right.
question.
Megan, jersey color, go.
Pink. Sorry.
Okay. And
Tiffany Blue.
okay. I love that for you guys.
She's like, no comment.
I love that. You're like,
You
that
know?
is,
We don't have them in the NHL. PWHL doesn't either, so we'd be covered.
I
Mhm.
like that. And song.
I'd go with some Pearl Jam. I think 90s Pearl Jam.
I'm probably gonna upset a lot of people, but like if I'm gonna go nostalgic, like I'm a big Third Eye Blind fan, so why not just sell out and make it Semi-Charm Live?
Yeah.
You did.
Just do it.
You had a good concert experience with them. Like whenever it's like our hockey
Many,
love.
sadly,
When you
many
have a
concert
personal
experiences.
experience, it makes it so much
Yeah.
better.
Been to
Yeah.
too many of their concerts.
Okay, and then what was the third question? The
mascot.
mascot.
I mean, I have to say Pomsky. I have two of them. It's very specific. Tiffany Blue Pomskys everywhere.
Can I have a pony
Yes.
as a former horse girl or reformed horse girl? I would choose a horse or a pony. That's where we're already headed.
That's gonna be that's gonna be your song, Pink Pony Club.
I can't
That
steal
was-
from the Oilers.
No, that was Hockey Style with Devon and Megan's theme song before the Oilers took it. And
Yeah.
now we
Changed
can't have it anymore because
That's like when what did the Blues had that song
Gloria.
Gloria, yeah, like,
Yeah.
they get a song and then you're like, that's your forever
Forever.
association with that.
Yeah,
Did
but I
they
do kind of love the way
successfully
the
retire
Panthers.
it? They wanted to.
Oh, did they? I don't know.
They were like, we're retiring Gloria now.
Oh,
Oh, I
They-
didn't know that.
I
That's
know
kind of
I
a fun
saw it.
fact.
I don't know if they were successful though.
I
I'm
do
gonna
love how the Panthers took.
Kelly Webb, I'm gonna call her and be like, "Kel,
Yeah.
what's going
Yeah.
on with
I would
this?"
love to know.
Yeah.
Find out. Get the scoop for us.
Wait,
I don't know.
wait.
You already have a big
Ask one
task.
more question, I'll text her. You know what? We're just gonna phone a friend. We're phoning a friend. We're gonna phone a friend. She will know.
Oh my gosh. What time is it her time?
She's in St. Louis.
Okay, she's good.
Oh,
It's
no.
only like 9 there, right?
Like, why aren't you sleeping?
Oh my gosh. I'm on a podcast live right now.
I just want to know. We're phoning a friend.
This is a first for Hockey Style. We've never phoned a friend.
Doesn't answer. I'm gonna be mad. Well, she might be doing something.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Oh.
You're trying to reach is not available.
Not even
The
a
suspense.
Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang
Okay,
up.
get to it. Hi, it's me. You're probably out doing something. I'm live on a podcast right now, and I'm phoning a friend to ask, did the Blues retire Gloria, or is that still being played? If you can call me back ASAP, that would be great. Love you, bye.
Inquiring minds need to know.
Need to know.
So many firsts tonight, Shannon. We've never been asked the questions. We've never had a phone a friend. You're extraordinary. We knew that before you joined the pod, but
guys are-
you exceeded expectations. Thank you.
Well, this was a whole lot of fun, and I am going to be following closely along. And thanks for loving the sport that we love.
Oh, thanks for making it so fun and lovable. Like the stories that you tell and share and the sneak peeks. It's part of it now, and we look forward to it. Wait until your episode launches because there will be a soundtrack and it will be led by You Gotta Be. So
Oh, good.
you'll
Yeah,
know.
you're like, listen
Yeah.
as the day unfolds, challenge
Yes.
the goals.
So
Thanks for letting me be a part of this, you guys. It was a whole lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
to connect. We'll keep you posted and talk soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the third period. I already missed the second period because that was so much fun.
Has there ever been a redo of a period? Can we just have more of the second?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm so happy that our Venn diagram of friends overlaps with Shannon, so we
know.
can hang out with her again. And
Yes.
because she's so cool.
So amazing.
You'll have to go back and listen to the early episode she did, podcast episode on Tag Up with LT.
Yeah,
because
everyone should.
Everybody should listen. It is like the whole story of how she worked her patootie off to carve out a name for herself in the broadcast space. And it's no wonder she is where she is today because she
I love that.
freaking earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when women like that, anyone like that, like really excels because they put in the work, you want to see them succeed. But what's special about Shannon is she practices what she preaches when she says there's room for everybody here. Like
Love that.
the fact she was willing to hop on this podcast with us as we're
Yeah.
just getting started, yet she professionally just hosted a 10,000 person draft party. Like she really
Amazing.
does support everyone. So
Amazing. I could probably talk to her all night.
yes. Yeah. Oh, she has some stories. Can you believe we got a Bobrovsky story?
I mean, that's perfect for you. And I got Anders. So
Yes.
yeah.
Anders, birthday buddy,
Anders,
whatever. I love it. Okay, well, we talked a lot in the second, and honestly, I don't want to cut stuff because it was so darn good. Let's make the third period a quick one.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I have a style tip. We
What's you got?
were just at a concert at Pine Knob.
Oh.
And it reminded me that with all the summer concerts going on and people are thinking about getting back into their hockey arenas, counting down the days, I think we're at like 91 or 90. You need small bags again. Like you cannot be a woman today who likes to go to concerts and sporting events without these tiny little bags. So finding cute ones that are practical, lightweight, easy to throw over your shoulder can be a challenge. And I found something I'm obsessed with, so I wanted to share it with our listeners. There is a really adorable brand called Stony Clover Lane. It was started by two sisters, and everything is customizable. So if you have been a listener of Hockey Style with Devon and Megan, one thing you know about us is we love customizing and personalization. So I happened to, early in the season, pick up these 2 little bags. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see them. If you're audio only, one is red, one is white. And instead of doing an embroidered monogram on them, I did LGRW for Let's Go Red Wings. And you could have some fun coming up with a way to do your team. Maybe just like the 3 letters like DAL for Dallas. You could have some fun with it. They also have patches, and you can buy the patches and the bag, and they put it together for you and ship it. But they come with removable crossbody straps, or you can carry them just over your wrist. And guess what? They're exactly 6.5 by 4 by 1.5, which is, I think, just about good for every arena I've been to. So way to go for little bags that are cute with 1 compartment. Can't go wrong.
Shove those essentials in there.
Shove them in, and it holds the phone, which is a must. It's really frustrating when you find a cute little bag and the phone doesn't fit, because what good is that? If you find little bags, wallets, clutches that work for arenas, we would love to hear what you're using. So please drop a comment.
Yeah, I think everybody's familiar with the little Lululemon pouch bag. We're all doing that, and that's nice and comfy and easy and throws over your shoulder too. So yeah, if anyone has anything else creative, we're super into it.
We both love the Lululemon bags. You had one first, and I always thought it was adorable to wear over your shoulder. But what we noticed at games is when you're really excited about the number you're wearing, it covers it up. So if you have a fancy autographed jersey or something fun, a cool nameplate, I like the little strap sometimes too, instead of the thicker one, just so that you can still see your jersey. So I don't know. I'm always looking for options. And because our jerseys are red, my white bag is already turning a little pink on the back. So I may need another one. Keep us posted. If you're listening today on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we would love if you wouldn't mind going ahead and subscribing. If you're listening on YouTube, we are growing our community quite quickly there, so we appreciate you coming back. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. Give us a like. And if you are on Instagram, you can look us up at Hockey Style Podcast and find all the pictures that go along with our crazy hockey obsessed lives. Next week, we will be dropping a surprise guest. So stay tuned to find out who that is.
I love surprises.
Yes. All right. Until next week, Megan.
See you later.